Hello, everybody. I'm Cédric Bélanger from Marketing Communication Department at Optis. And today I'm very pleased to co-present with Valentin Albo, Solution Engineer, and Julien Muller, Solution Manager, Automotive Lighting. First, a few words about Optis. Optis, world-leading company in virtual prototyping, provides simulation software, allowing you to accurately simulate the performances of light, human vision, and material interaction, ultimately allowing you to experience your product virtually before ever spending the time and money to build multiple physical prototypes. Thanks to Optis, you can imagine, design, and virtually see and hear what you will get during all stages of the design, manufacturing, and engineering process. Automotive innovation has been a passion and the main industry focus for Optis for more than 25 years. The changing landscape of automotive technologies use has made automotive an even more interesting topic today. The summary, I will start to briefly review why IIHS is involved in a headlamp rating and why we have integrated the IIHS standards in our virtual testing platform. Then Valentin Albo will detail what's different about IIHS testing, the differentiators and the process. And finally, Julien Muller will present you the solution to perform the test in virtual, ensuring that you not only never fail an IIHS rating again, but guaranteeing your spot among the top rated vehicles. So why new standards like IIHS are unavoidable today? More than 50% of all shoppers report using a consumer review service before buying a new or used car. Consumer reviews not only offer automobile ratings but also put cars to the test. This is a trusted method for consumers to find vehicle information they otherwise might not obtain. Four of the main consumer review organizations include the Consumer Reports, Edmunds, JD Power and Associate, and the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. These consumer services aimed at informing consumers, and consumers are very concerned by night driving. IIHS detailed its motivation for headlight evaluation in a report, and it starts with the concern number one, the safety issue. Night driving is only 2.4% of traffic volume, but in this period, 40% of fatal and serious injuries are sustained by drivers in North America. It's more than 20,000 crash deaths per year. Secondly, high-tech and those automotive exterior lighting with performance and intelligence. But what about the user? Are these systems really user-centered? What's the perception of the drivers and other road users? And finally, IIHS noticed that homologation today are performing static tests of dynamic headlight system. Homologation are not able to evaluate the added value of the dynamic system. From a customer point of view, the IIHS standards is worth existing as they reveal that despite the use of advanced technologies, a large number of automotive companies are failing the IIHS headlamp tests on their 2016 models. With such intelligent and efficient systems, why are so few vehicles getting the highest marks? Matthew Brambello, Senior Research Engineer from IIHS, has a simple explanation. No one has previously tested how they perform when they are actually on a vehicle while they are driving on the road. That's one of the key differentiators of the IIHS test. It is performed dynamically. I will let Valentin Albo detail what is different about IIHS standards.
Hello everyone, I'm Valentin Albo, Solution Engineer working for the Optis North America office. Today I will present you what led IIHS to create its own headlight test and what are the differentiators compared to other similar existing tests. So firstly, according to IIHS, government standards for headlights based on laboratory tests allow huge variation in the amount of illumination that headlights provide in actual on-road driving. You can see, for example, on this picture, our two different lighting systems, which respects the government standards could be totally different regarding to their light distribution on a road. The idea for IHS is to provide a common test between all the car manufacturers with the main objective to decrease the number of traffic deaths occurring either in the dark or in dawn or dusk conditions. We will now see how this test provided by IHS is different compared to other standards which can be used to evaluate headlights. So, what are the main differentiators for the IHS tests? At first, they define a specific test procedure for measuring and rating the on-road illumination provided by passenger vehicle headlight system in driving conditions. I would like to insist on the fact that this is a dynamic test, when most of the other tests like US NCAP, for example, or the government standards are done in static conditions. Secondly, for the IHS test, headlights are tested in a as-received condition, which means that the vertical aim of the headlamps is not adjusted from how the car was set at the factory. Consumer reports, with their own tests, center the aim of all headlights before their test. The vehicle where you raise the lamps, for example, might receive better ratings in consumer reports test than in IHS test because of that adjustment. By not adjusting the lamp aim, IHS is hoping to draw added attention to the fact that aim adjustment can help headlight performance and that the consumer should not necessarily be tasked with making those corrections. Additionally, the IHS evaluation factors are not only the straight-ahead seeing distance, as does consumer report, for example, but also includes evaluation of seeing distance in a curve. Headlights with a radar beam pattern or adaptive cornering capability might do better in IHS curve test, bumping up the score. Finally, IHS provides additional credit in its ratings for vehicles equipped with high beam assist, a feature that automatically switches between low and high beam as conditions warrant. An accompanying study confirms the potential safety benefits of these features. The results show that even when people have the opportunity to go to high beams for added visibility, they did so only about 18% of the time. This is basically what are the main differentiators concerning the IHS tests. I will now give you a brief description of what is the IHS procedure. IHS defines a really specific procedure and with precise parameters. The IHS test track is composed of 5 different road portions. There are two 150-meter curves, one left and one right at 65 kilometers, two 250 meters curves, one left and one right at 80 kilometers, one straight road portion. On this track, several sensors are disposed at specific positions. These sensors are used to record illuminance of the headlights. There are two types of measurements. Visibility measurement from sensors disposed on the edges of each road portion at 25 centimeters above ground, and glare measurement from sensors positioned near the center of oncoming lane for each road portion at 110 centimeters from ground. All these illuminance measurements will finally be used to calculate demerits associated to each road portion and to give a final mark to the lighting system. This was a short description of the IHS test procedure, and I would let now Julien Muller speak about how Otis provides a complete solution to simulate the IHS test with his software VRX.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Julien Muller, so I'm in charge of all the products from Otis related to automotive lighting, so from Speos to VRX headlamp for night test evaluation. So today we focus more on VRX platform for experience. So this platform is dedicated to test and validate all the ADAS system from your car. So it starts from the headlamps. So for sure for the ADB, matrix beam, AFS function, DBL, or even pixel beam, which is a new features we just introduced. But with that platform, we can also evaluate some sensors, such as camera, LiDAR, US, ultrasonic, and radar as well. But last but not least, as it is a driving simulator, you can also experience some cockpit ergonomics, behavior in a 3D immersive simulator while driving your car. So today, as we are discussing about IHS, so I will focus more on headlamp simulator. So our solution for that night test is a unique validated physics-based rendering. So we are based our software on a Speos engine. So we are using some measured BRDF, and so we are certified by an independent laboratory that we are reliable solution. So we have a real-time dynamic lighting strategy, as I mentioned before, for AFS or ADB application. So we can also reproduce some traffic maneuvers like crossing a car or following another car, for example. And of course, the software is really super easy to use. And we have also something nice, not for today application for our topics for IHS, but we have a glare analysis which is dedicated to measure the discomfort glare. So we'll see later that the glare evaluated by IHS is just based on illuminance value, which is much more simple, I would say. So just some, you can see here some comments from our customers. So they can say that our graphics are much more realistic than our competition, you can imagine. And our strength is really our capability to manage a high number of light sources, especially for matrix beam, or as I mentioned before, pixel beam. We have a large set of BRDF, which is also appreciated by some of our customers. And also the last point, which is also easy for your engineers, for user to use a new software. When it is easy to use, it's easier to adopt and to quickly check a new regulation. So that's a brief overview of our solution. Let's now have a short look, a more overview through a video. So this is our corporate video to present our product. So the experience, as I mentioned before, is a night drive simulator for testing automotive intelligent lighting. So you can see here it can be connected to a bug, for example here with 3 screens, but we can have different configurations depending on your needs. So you can have collaborative review to make some evaluation of something you detect yesterday night, for example, during a test. So this one is a video from the Opel Corsa IDB system. And maybe this is something you want to reproduce in virtual reality. So here we have the solution. In that case, it is based on 25 pixels per side, and we are detecting the car. And to avoid to glare the oncoming car, we are switching on and off some pixels. As you can see here, it's quite obvious. For sure, we have also the DBL management, so where we can control the angles of the low beam, for example. And as you may know, here this DBL has a huge impact on IHS. I will discuss that later. And here this is another application of intelligent lighting, which is more for town and low speed condition, which is economic. So as this software is a spectral based, we have the color evolution as you have seen before, between halogen and xenon, for example. And for sure, it is dedicated to detect some defects, like homogeneity issue, dark spot, hot spot, some issues on the high beam, for example. One of the topics we'll discuss today is also the aiming of the beam pattern. Here you can see our interface to adjust the aiming through an aiming wall. And you will see here the connection to Simulink. That track is a dedicated track we have done close to Paris, which is a realistic environment, really to have a good feeling of our cars. Here the driver is quite aggressive, but you can see that the rendering is quite impressive. So we can deploy our software in different conditions, such as these 3 screens. That one is another configuration in a 4K flat wall with a real car put in front of the screen. And we are preparing new scenarios, advanced scenarios, like pedestrian. You can see city with traffic light, highway conditions, sun glare, a lot of new cases which are not only happening during the night but also during the day. So that's why our software is a huge platform for driving experience. So that's a brief overview of our product, and I will come back now to IHS topic. So our solution for IHS is to connect our platform to different solutions, different systems, I would say. The first one is to be able to consider the dynamic driving. So here we have the possibility to connect to some vehicle dynamic simulation software, such as CarSim, Scanner, or anything else. We can receive some information regarding to have the pitch of the car, to have the roll of the car. So yeah, this is something important for that evaluation. The second one is, of course, to manage the ADAS lighting, especially here for the IHS, where you can gain some points, avoid to lose some demerit points at least, with DBL. So when you are turning your steering wheel, your low beam will turn left or right, and so you will increase the range of your beam pattern. And so we have these functions through C++ plugin or MATLAB Simulink, which is quite common for automotive system engineers. Of course, we have the headlamp management, where we have the possibility to simulate any intensity. We are using an open source, open format IES, which is well known by everyone, which can come from a measurement from a supplier or from a simulation, which is better if we want to change something in the design. We are using the spectrum, as I mentioned before, for IDT, xenon, or halogen bulbs. It will have a different impact, not for the photometric result, but for the perception of the driver. And the aiming, as you have seen in the video, we have the possibility to control that aiming, so to set it, to correctly adjust it before the test. But we will see later during our evaluation, we can consider that parameter as an input for the IHS test. And so, yeah, that's we are coming now to the IHS standard, which is actually a combination of a track with some different curves and straightaway trajectory. Of course, some scenario regarding the speed on the different sections, some sensors which are placed around the track, and the report, which is using the sensor values and some post-processing to report that in the full and unique report that I will show you later. We have also some options on top of that with manual driving. So maybe you want to reproduce some manual maneuvers, like experiencing the real driver which is driving the test during IHS. Or maybe you want to experience other tests, such as the consumer report, CAE TC445, or even US NCAP. It can be done in our solution. So regarding the hardware needed, here we consider that two computers will be needed. One for the dynamic simulation, which is quite demanding simulation, and another one for our solution. So yeah, you can see this is quite a huge product to answer all the different parameters we can have in Verix. So I propose you now to have a realistic demo of what we can do. How does it work? So you can see my screen. This is, sorry for that. This is this is interface of Verix with some true color plus isolines, as you can see here. We have the possibility to switch between low beam and high beam. So this is the high beam, low beam. You can see that the range is decreased in low beam. That's normal. So to perform the IHS test, actually we are using a MATLAB interface to be able to control the sensors. So I will switch to MATLAB and I will just run a script, and I will come back to Verix. So here, as you can see, I'm now driving in front of some on a road. So here this is a straightaway road with some sensors. You can see the ISO lines on the sensor adapting. So I will discuss these targets later. I will change back the mode to avoid the lines. So basically now the car is driving like the real test by following the curves of IHS track. And at each section here you can see there is 4 sensors which are placed on these targets. So in the background MATLAB is acquiring all the illuminance values which will be post-treated later. So for now we are still driving, so now you can see that the speed has changed to 80 km per hour for the last 2 sections, and we start again as it is described in IHS in a high beam, so we reproduce exactly the same test but in high beam condition. Yeah, so just wait a couple of seconds to finish the test. So we are still at 65 km per hour in high beam. So as I mentioned before, you can see here the targets. You will see some very dark lines. So this is where the sensor is exactly placed, and this could be useful later to optimize our design. You can see on the third sensor, starting from the right, that the bold line is a little bit above the other one. So you can see here it is on the top. So this is a glare illuminance sensor. So as you know, in IHS it is based on illuminance value and not based on score for glare. So this is not optimum things, but this is IHS condition. So now the simulation is finished. So during that time MATLAB is doing the post-treatment, and as soon as it is done, you can see here, okay, report post-treatment is done, and you can see that now I have a report which is automatically generated. So this is the IHS report done by Verix. So I have a table of contents and I can directly switch to the result. Unfortunately here my headlamps has a poor rating. I can see that eventually with HBeam Assist, meaning that if I have the function to automatically activate the I-beam, I will get some points. Actually the demerits value will be lower. So I have the possibility with that option to be only marginal, to be only, which is better than poor, but which is not so good or not acceptable. So here I get my rating, and the key points of that report and the detailed analysis. We have now some values. So we have the values for all the criteria for IHS. So all the 5 lux ranges are mentioned in that report, in that table. I have also the values, the different demerits, depending if I have the normal mode or with the I-beam assist. I can see in that case, even if I'm not so good, I don't have any glare demerit, which is at least a good point. And something really useful to understand and to read some graphics and to really understand how I can improve my design. So this is the full report which is generated by our macro. You can see just in a couple of seconds. Okay, so this is the report we just discussed now. Yeah, so it's okay, you can pass it. I'll present that results. So from that report, now you have some results, so you can do some analysis and corrective actions. So regarding the targets I've mentioned before, you can see the bold lines is where the sensor is placed. So depending where your car is, you can maybe adjust some part of your design of your low beam or high beam to slightly change, for example, the shape of the cutoff to slightly increase the range of your low beam and to gain some points. So this can be visually seen through the target. You can also see clearly here the impact by changing the aiming of your headlamps. By changing by a factor of 0.1 degree, for example, you can clearly see that on that target you will not achieve the 5 lux, for example, at a specific distance, so you will lose some points for IHS. So this is something that you can do in real time. Okay, so just a key highlight for what we presented to you today. This is one unique platform. VxPerence is a unique platform to assess your headlamp, to test it, and to validate any change in your design. Of course, as you have seen, we can record and replay some simulations. So the same, it's a repeatable simulation. So you can really change one parameter to see the impact of that change. So you can compare, you can analyze any change. You can adjust in real time the command law. For example, you want to adjust the dynamic bending light behavior. So you can change the model, the parameter in Simulink, and immediately just after you can restart your simulation, your test in VRX to get the feedback of that. Even more than that, you can create some optimization loop to optimize your control law with the IHS report. So in combination of both IHS Simulink model plus your bending law, you can optimize your bending command, your control law command to have a better rating in IHS. So of course you can improve your ratings thanks to the complete reports that I have shown you today. And this report and this test, as I mentioned before, is fully customizable, so meaning that we can also do a US NCAP, CATC 445 or consumer report if it is needed. So this is a quite short overview of one of our features of VRXperience, so I hope you appreciate it. And I give back the mic to Cedric.
Thank you, Julien and Valentin. Yes, just to conclude, there's only 1 or 2 minutes left. I just would to mention that Optis as a global worldwide presence for local understanding. So I invite you to contact your local dealer and ask for an evaluation. We will stay connected. So if you have a question to ask, please do it right now. We will stay connected and waiting for your question. And if you disconnect, I wish you a brilliant day. Thank you. Bye bye.